Hello everyone, this is Mrs. June. Welcome to part 3 of our Learning Journey series. If you haven't seen the first 2 videos yet, please watch those before continuing this one. Part 2 addressed the first 2 of the 3 big questions. This video will help you identify your next step by using the final question. What is my progress like right now? You will remember we suggested these 4 answers to this question. Whichever one of these you picked will determine what your next step should be. Let's look at each one. If you answered, I have arrived and I can lead others, your next step is to make sure that you actually can do that. Try to explain what you've learned to someone else and get their feedback. If you don't have anyone to explain it to, you can record a tutorial and post it online, or at least try writing out an explanation. If you find you can't explain it as well as you thought, maybe you're really a level 3 instead of a level 4. If you are sure you know it well enough to lead others, your next step is to get a new learning target. Repeat the process we explained in part 2 about checking with your teacher or charting your own course. If you answered, I'm on my way, then your next step is obvious. Keep going. Do not settle for less than your best. Work until you are at level 4. Remember, sometimes you might have reached the destination, but you are not yet ready to lead others. In this case, you would still say you're on your way. Here are some suggestions for going over the path until you're sure you understand it well enough. Find or make quiz questions about the topic. Be sure you can answer them clearly and correctly. Summarize your learning. Write all the main points using as few words as possible. Find sources about the topic that you haven't used yet. Seeing it explained different ways and comparing them can lead to deeper understanding. Now, what if you gave yourself a 2 because you're turned around? You might feel worried in this situation, but when it comes to learning most things, this is really an excellent opportunity. When you have to get back on the path by yourself, it gives you a strong learning experience and you can build confidence. Brain research tells us when we make mistakes during learning, which is like wandering off the path, our brain forms strong connections that prepare us to learn at a deeper level. Let's think about this a little more. Imagine that whenever you get off the trail and are turned around, you have a magic GPS that can tell you every step to take to get back on track. It might seem like a great help for getting to that destination. But staring at the directions on your GPS and following them blindly doesn't let you see your surroundings. It only helps you follow directions. Since your real goal isn't just to arrive, but to be a guide, you need to be very familiar with the path and the surroundings. You need to see the big picture. Imagine instead while walking you suddenly realize the trail is gone and you might be heading away from your destination. This time, you don't use a magic GPS. You do something better. You look around at the forest and see what you recognize. Or maybe you are able to trace your steps back to where you were on the trail. Even seeing a map or a compass would be better than that magic GPS. That is because you would have to look at them and take in your surroundings to figure out where you are. So when you are turned around, your next step on the learning journey is to use your map or compass to identify exactly where you're at. But what is a map when it comes to learning? If I am in math or a language class, what is my compass? Your map or compass would be a resource like a textbook, learning videos, and other articles you can find online. You can think of them as your navigation tools. You might also be your friend or classmate. As long as that person guides you to a true learning path, be careful not to have someone just drag you blindly to your destination by just giving you the answer. Use any resources you can that will help you understand and make progress. Keep telling yourself, this is my chance to learn this topic better than ever. Now, if you try looking for information yourself, but it doesn't help, that's okay. Every learner gets in that situation from time to time. If you feel you are completely lost, this can be a scary situation on a hike. When learning your next step is actually easy to identify, find a reliable guide. You need special help from an expert, like your teacher or a trained tutor. Talk to this person and explain why you're not at level 2 or 3. Tell them what things you have tried that have not helped yet. Remember that the teacher or tutor's job is not just to get you to the destination easily. That's like using your mindless GPS again. But he or she should get you back on track so that you can move ahead again on your own. To summarize these next step videos, the answer to these questions should be firmly in your mind. Where do I want to get to today? And how will I know when I've arrived? If you do not know the answer, check with an available teacher or tutor. If neither are available, do your best to create the answer yourself. And every time you stop to reflect, ask yourself, what is my progress like right now? That gives you 4 possible answers and 4 possible next steps. Level 4, prove you can explain it. If you can, start over with a new learning target. 3, keep going. Level 2, use resources to try to get back on track. Level 1, get help from a teacher or a tutor. In all cases, once you identify your next step, take that step. The more you do this, your time being lost or turned around will become shorter and the path to your goal will become clearer. Learning will become less of an aimless activity and more of an exciting adventure.